You've been lied to about Switzerland. They told you it was neutral, peaceful, safe, a country that stayed out of wars, but neutrality was never the truth. It was a cover. Because beneath the bridges you crossed and the tunnels you drove through were explosives, not forgotten ones, active ones. Switzerland was not built to survive war. It was built to disappear in one. But this is only the surface. What lies deeper was never meant to be seen. In 1940, Switzerland was surrounded. Nazi Germany to the north, Fascist Italy to the south, occupied Europe closing in. There were no allies waiting, no evacuation plans. So Switzerland made a decision that still chills historians. They turned the Alps into a weapon. Mountains were hollowed out. Entire armies disappeared into stone. Artillery hidden behind rock walls. Tunnels leading to nowhere on maps. If an enemy crossed the border, every road in would be destroyed. Every bridge erased. The country would retreat underground and seal itself shut. But the most unsettling part wasn't hidden in the mountains. It was hidden in plain sight. Imagine this. You are a tourist. You arrive in a quiet Swiss village. Wooden chalets, flower boxes, church bells in the distance. You check into a cozy Alpine hotel, warm lights, wooden walls, old world charm. That night, someone tells you the truth. The house you're sleeping in isn't a house. The windows are fake. The walls are reinforced concrete. Behind the wooden panels are gun ports. You didn't sleep in a hotel. You slept inside a bunker, a weapon disguised as a home. Families lived next door. Tourists smiled for photos. And behind fake wood, cannons waited in silence. Think about the psychology of it. A soldier standing behind a painted window, watching you have a picnic, his finger on a trigger you can't even see. This wasn't just defense. It was a masterpiece of architectural deception. Hundreds of these ghost structures still exist. Some have been converted into museums, but others are still locked, still active, still watching the borders of Europe with cold steel eyes. But even these fake houses were only the outer skin of something far more forbidden deep underground. There were files. Most had numbers, routine, administrative, but one number was never spoken, 7. 1, 4, 7, 14, not a year, not a location, a designation, a boundary. Project 714. Inside it were plans that went beyond war, gold reserves hidden far from cities, civilian survival lists, data meant to outlive governments. If Switzerland fell, 714 ensured something else survived. 714 ensured something else survived. But why the secrecy? If 714 was just a survival plan, why is the access still restricted to the highest levels of intelligence? Some whistleblowers suggest that 714 wasn't just about bunkers. It was about a second Switzerland, a mirror image of the country built deep within the granite, with its own power grids, its own water supply, and enough space to house the elite for decades. No official explanation exists for the number. No public document defines it. It appears briefly, then vanishes, as if it was never meant to be understood. And that raises a darker question, Bay. Why was a peaceful nation preparing for the end of everything? Switzerland never trusted peace. Neutrality was not confidence. It was fear, refined into policy. They didn't believe wars ended. They believed wars waited. These bunkers weren't built for soldiers. They were built for after cities burned, after borders vanished, after silence replaced sirens. The country prepared to watch the world above collapse. from below. Even today, every new home built in Switzerland is required by law to have access to a nuclear shelter. Think about that. While the rest of the world builds for comfort, an entire nation is still building for the apocalypse. They are the only ones who truly know how fragile our modern peace really is. But the most disturbing detail was still buried deeper. Officially, Project 714 was dismantled. Officially, but many doors were never opened again. There are no records of what was removed, no confirmation of what remains. Some bunkers are still sealed, untouched. If Switzerland truly dismantled 714, why do these doors remain closed? Why does the number still appear in classified indexes? And why does a neutral country still prepare as if the world might end tomorrow? So let me ask you something. The next time you're hiking in the Alps and you see a quiet, old barn, don't admire it, don't photograph it, look closer. Is it a home, or is it watching you? Because in Switzerland, some houses were never built to protect families. They were built to protect secrets. And maybe Project 714 was never about the past. Maybe it was waiting for the future.